and welcome back to my tabletop, my channel, and my hobby. This will be a part 2 of my FR Legends BM hobby, BM hobby, sharing and talk about this drift car and what I have done to it so far. Again, if you want to see the unboxing and some of the in-depth details, you can go to part 1. And I want to say right now that I do know that some of my videos, or most of my videos, are very long form and a lot of talking and sharing, and that's because I want to share in-depth details that will very likely be missed out if I were to do a quick video in a short form. And if you like those videos of big creators unboxing and running it and doing everything in a 5-minute span, please go watch those videos, because this is not one of them, right? If you sit down and watch this video, I hope that you I see you as sitting down alongside me on my desk and exploring this hobby together, right? And that would be probably the right mindset to come into. And if you can't stand long form videos, then maybe this is not for you, right? But if you want to know more, you want to know like details and stuff like that, you want to take time, sit down and explore things together with me, because a lot of these videos is not scripted. I learn and explore all of these things together with you guys. Okay, if you enjoy my video, thank you so much. If you don't, I'm sorry. I hope you find some other videos that you might enjoy, right? But coming back to part 2, so I played around with this guy and I absolutely love it. I love the remote control. This is, like I said, for this price and package, getting a Dumbo RC remote like this, that is going to be very helpful with multiple other projects in the future. I think it's a win. This is a very nice remote. And this car, I've drift run it, and it is performing very well for the price point. It's cheap, RTR out of the box, and it performs very well. And if you look at my copy here, you might notice that there are some difference already. And if I have to tell you, it looks nicer, right? Something about it makes it looks nicer. And the one thing that makes it looks nicer is definitely the decals. I found a seller on Taobao that actually sell this extremely high quality decals, and look at this. These are like these are protruding stickers, so it's like textured stickers, as you can see, and it's protruding on protruding stickers. They call this like jewel stickers in Chinese. They call this jewel stickers. It's similar to those like Chinese, like those bejeweled stickers, like children, little girls like to use. Yeah, those jewel stickers, but in a form that is in writing. And again, all these logos here, you can see this initial D one. It's like a diamond sticker, and it has texture. It's like protruding out. And these stickers all also includes the Apex twin cam, 16 twin cam, the Toyota Torino, and even the license plate, which is absolutely amazing. And yeah, like these little details really make the car stand out, and these details are there in the game. And it's such a shame that the manufacturer does not include this printing. I understand that it's going to be extra cost if this were to be done off the factory, but if they were to give the option to kind of buy it separately, these things are awesome, right? These little details really make this car stand out a lot. This car really is a fingerprint magnet. Everything about it just, soaks up your fingerprint. And the little Toyota on the front grille and the license plate really makes it pop. Really makes it look so good. I love it. Now, when I was showing the back, you might notice something about the tail lights here, and you can see that these tail lights are a little bit messed up, and these tail lights are clear. And one of the main reasons why it's like this is because I have put in LEDs, SMDs, right? So there are tiny LEDs inside right now, and the car actually lights up. And it will be nice if I can show you that. I will show you that. And the reason why it's like this is because while these are light buckets, the LEDs that you have to use are actually SMDs. With the size of the SMDs is 1206. Okay, take note of this. The size of the back SMDs is 1206. Those are tiny little SMDs that are usually used in the Orlando, like 132 scale RC models, and the back one use the same size SMDs. The front uses the 3 mm diameter LEDs, 3 mm diameter. Okay. And the other thing I have done is added a servo inside here, and the pop-up headlights now actually work. So 2 additional features have been added to this car, which is the pop-up headlights and also the LED lights. And yeah, I will show you that one in a second. The downside about the lighting system is it does come with signal lights, and I didn't want to have signal lights in this car, and you can't actually have signal lights because all of these are not light buckets anyway. So there's no signal lights at the back as well. There's no light buckets for signal lights, so you can't actually light it up. So there's no point wiring signal lights into the circuit, and I'll show you which one to ignore in a bit. You only need to wire up the headlights and the tail lights. Okay, so the tail lights actually use 4 SMDs, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So each square actually has a SMD. There is no reverse lights out of the box, so there's no use putting any SMDs in there. It just it won't light up. Now if I were to remove the body shell, this is where the good stuff comes in. You can see that there are additional wires connected to this is the lights, and this is the servo. Okay, and you can see the servo right here, the servo, and you can see some of the wirings down here that goes to the front and back to provide the power supply for the front and back. There is no aftermarket kit for this yet. This is all makeshift, and while I was trying to figure out the servo and the mechanism to play around with the pop-up headlights, I actually burned 3 servos already. Like 3 servos are burned and gone, destroyed basically, and one of them is here, and I'll explain to you why, right? So again, this is where I bring value to my videos, right? So the only size servos that you can fit inside here, and my recommended size servos that you can fit inside here, are usually around the 2 gram, right? 2 gram micro servos, right? So which is this dimension. I can share the dimensions later. I'll put it in the screen. And these micro 2 gram servos are probably the best dimension and size for the car. Why? Because there is a gap in the front, which is right here. You can see that it fits the dimensions of this servo perfectly. Okay, now if you misalign this servo, it's going to hit on this front part of the chassis, which is higher up, right? And then there's very narrow, little to no room under here because the front bonnet is sloping down, and you might not be able to fit the servo anywhere else aside from right there, right? Aside from right there. So the problem number 2 is a lot of this 2-gram servo comes with the specification of running only 3.7 volts max, right? So the maximum load for these 2-gram servos, 3.7 volts, which is not high enough. This car is running 7.4 volts, 2S 7.4 volts, and if you plug this in, it's going to work for 5 minutes and then it will start blowing up, right? Things will start melting, your circuit board will start melting, and this is how you fry these servos. It will only run for a couple of rounds, and then it will eventually die off. I guarantee you, because it's not the correct specification. Okay, so this servo is not the correct specification. Now the only servo, or the servos that I've researched, and why I take so long to make this video, is I've been going through multiple different servos to try and find the right specification, and one brand actually came up, which is this one. So this is DS Power 2-gram metal servo, right? 2-gram metal digital servo. This servo, of course, is going to be a little bit more expensive. It's like 50 ringgit, 50 plus ringgit Malaysia per servo. I got this from China. I got multiple from China, and this is the serial number. If you want to search this one up anywhere in AliExpress or something else, you can see it is D001M-125 B06 B07. So the brand is DS Power. This guy can handle a maximum load of 4.7, right? 2S at max load, and it will not blow up. And this guy is really strong compared to the plastic servos on these guys, right? Now, being strong, being high voltage, the dimensions are still the same, relatively the same. Hence, this is a perfect fit for this car. Now, one very interesting thing is the servo inside this car is also running this size and this specification. And I do not know where or what brand this servo is. I couldn't find it in BM Hobbies official Taobao website. I couldn't find this servo that they have in the car. I wanted to buy this because it's the same specification as this one, right? And you can fit it inside here, but I couldn't find it. They don't sell it separately yet. For this FR Legends scale model, they don't sell it yet. Couldn't find it, so I had to really deep dive the internet and start finding for an alternative, which I highly recommend you use this one, the DS Power 2-gram metal servo. Okay, this is why you come to my videos and you don't have to make these mistakes. Okay, now I want to show you how it works. Let's plug in the battery. Let's fire up the remote. With the battery on, you can see that the lights are on, and you can see the servo doing its thing, right? So key thing to note is you can see that when the lights are closed right now, the lights are off, and when the lights pop up, the lights are on, and that's a very, very good thing. And it's basically being controlled by channel 3 and channel 4. Now if you want the lights to turn off but the headlights pop up, you can actually do that by playing with channel 4. Channel 4 actually controls only the lighting system on and off, but the servo doesn't move. Now if you want to control both the lights and the servo together, you have to use channel 3, and that actually has the pop-up motion, right? And again here, I'll show the lights in detail when I put the body back together. That will be easier for me because right now it's just dangling, right? But while the body shell is open, I just want to quickly show you the connections, right? So if you can see here, if you want to hook up the lights on, it's really easy. The two ports that you need to use, the two ports that you kind of need is L1 and L3, right? So L plus and L3. L plus being the positive, L3 being the negative. Now there's L plus, L1, L2, L3. So L1 will always be the positive, and the negative L1, negative L2, negative L3 is the only cables that you need to use. But keep in mind that L1 and 2 are signal cables, right? So left and right signal, which I don't plan on using. That is why I did not connect it. I'm just using the L3, which is I'm using it to power on the headlights and the tail lights. Okay, so because this is running 7.4 volts, you need to have a resistor going out to the front and the back, and you are going to use the same source of power to power up the back lights, which is red, and the front lights, which is warm white. You will need the resistor before it splits out to the front and the back. I have my resistors here actually in this Y section right here. There are two resistors, one for the front and one for the back, and then there is the main power where it draws power from here. Okay, fairly simple. You could do this yourself, you could wire this up yourself. And for the back, like I said, it's using the 1206 1206 SMDs. If you Google SMD 1206, you'll be able to get the size of the SMDs, which is the micro LEDs that I've used for the back. And the front, I'm using 3mm warm white color, warm white, which gives like a perfect look to the car, right? Okay, so this is the details for the lighting. Now when I want to come and talk about the servo a little bit. This is where it gets really tricky, right? So I'm not sure if you can see it, but what you want to do is basically align the servo with this gap. Okay, so as close as possible to this gap. Once you get it right, when you close the cover, the servo will be able to fit in here just nice. Okay, will occupy this space just nice. Now the other key thing to note is, you see I have a tiny spring here, and that's because I don't have a servo saver, right? So the arm moving up and down is very hard. It's very hard to measure exactly the movement necessary for the lights to go up and down, right? And you can see when it's closed, it's actually pulling or extending the spring, right? Now if you don't have this spring, it's going to create tension to the servo, and then it will burn the servo as well. And that's reason number 3 for burning the servos, right? Number 2 or number 3, I can't remember. But it will be good for you to put in like a servo saver if you have one, or a spring. Then it will help release the tension. Okay, so right now the cables right here is actually acting like a spring for the pop-up headlights to spring up on its own, right? So when I press the button, it spring up on its own by itself, because the wires act as a tensioner or a spring to push the headlights up, and then all I need to do is for the servo to pull it down. Okay, now it's not as perfect as it could be, as you can see, because we need to relieve some tension here, right? So it's not perfect. I've measured everything to be as perfect as possible, but it will never be, right? I can spend more time tweaking it, but it's fine. So it works close enough right now, as you can see. Yeah, I'm happy with it, right? And it works when the body is being closed up as well. So we can put the body back in, and this is really what I wanted, right? This is a fairly cheap RTR. It was already well designed, so I didn't want to reinvent the wheel. I didn't want to strip everything out and use a different model, like a more high-end remote and stuff like that. I want to reuse everything as much as possible, right? So this is a very good compromise, I think. So you can see, works perfectly. Okay, so you can run it close, run it with the lights up, and again, I hope you can see the warm white. And I think, yeah, I didn't want to use like a bright white. I wanted to use a warm white because this is the AE86, and as you all know, this is a car from the 90s, so it's definitely one with the yellow headlights, you know, coming down the streets in your rearview mirror. And this is how I remember it. I absolutely love it. And as you can see from the back, once you light it up, it's just so pretty, and I love it. I will put in some running footage if I can at the back, but right now it's just, man, I love it. Okay, one more thing before I forget is, when you buy these servos and when you use these servos, keep in mind that the socket that comes with these servos does not fit. This is smaller, okay? This socket head is smaller than the connector on the receiver, right? So what you kind of need to do is, if you have any extra NB4 wires, the connector wires, you can just cut them off and resolder it, which is what I did, which is why the cables are black in color. You can tell I don't script all these things, right? Whatever comes to mind I tell you, which is why I'm going back and forth. So you can see here, this particular cable, the black part is from a NB4 servo or receiver that I have extra. I just cut it and resolder the cable to the connector, and now I have a connector that fits. Okay, yeah, I think these are JST 1.25 measurements. This is JST 2.0, I think. So the size doesn't match. You can try to find a size that match. I didn't bother. I found a servo and I just buy it. I actually bought multiple of this. I think I already have 5 of this, and I have other projects coming up as well which I will use. I absolutely love these servos now. These are my go-to servos. They are super strong. They are super strong. They run 7.4 volts, and it's not hot, right? So the key thing is it's not hot means it's running well. It's running and supporting the 7.4 volts. Now, if you buy a servo that is not compatible with the voltage, you will immediately feel that the servo will get hot, right? It's going to be burning hot, and you know that it's not going to last. That is the key sign. I just double side tape this servo into position once you measure them everything, and then you just double side in. It works for me. You can use hot glue, you can use anything, but this is what I've got as a setup, and for me it works well, or works good enough. And yeah, that's it. So yeah, this is my sharing and my video. If you have any questions regarding this, you want me to clarify further, please drop me notes, please comment, and I will try to help as much as possible. Okay. I know some of you are asking me to try some mini Z bodies before I try some mini Z bodies on this chassis. I am sorry to say that I don't actually own any mini Zs. They are, again, in my personal point of view, they are too expensive and they are not really worth my money. I like the bodies, right? I don't like the mini Z chassis. I don't like the ideas that they run on AA batteries and stuff like that, and yeah, I think I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that. But I just didn't want to drop any money on the mini Zs. But right now, maybe I do have a reason. I'm really keen to buy a MX5 Miata body to put on top, and I do know from sources that BM Hobby is working on a S13 Chibi body, which will come next, and if that drops, I might want to get that one and slap it on this body as well. I love this chassis. It's so simple, and I'm really keen on, you know, seeing how other bodies are going to fit. I'm very positive that it will fit, right? So if you have like a mini Z, it will fit. It's using all the standard mechanisms, standard click points and stuff like that to hold the body anyways, so pretty sure it will. And yeah, I can't wait for the new body, but this is the only body that's gonna have the pop-up headlights. The S13 that's coming next is not going to have any pop-up headlights, so you can reuse the lighting mechanism or the lighting knowledge that you take from this video and apply it to your car and to your different bodies as well. Okay, I hope you like this video. Again, if you have any comments, any questions, you have any difficulties trying to figure things out, let's talk, right? Tell me about it. Put it in the comments. We'll see how we can help each other, and that's the whole point of YouTube videos and the whole point of this RC community, right? That we share and do things like this together. Okay, I hope you like it. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Subscribe and yeah, subscribe and like my videos. Okay, thanks, bye.